Hi, I'm Tanya from Lovely Greens, and I've been working my way down this pathway in front of the greenhouse, collecting leaves off of the pea gravel pathways for two reasons. First of all, if I leave this on the pebbles, it will break down, turn into compost, and weeds will take root. So leaving them on the pea gravel will actually just create a lot more work in the long run. Second reason I'm collecting these is it's time to empty my compost bins. Now, I've not really shown you back there. It's kind of an unglamorous part of the garden, but for the last year, there's been some magic working back behind the greenhouse. It's a nice, cool, shaded spot. And over the past year, I've just been adding lots and lots of organic material to my compost bins. And now we get to see what's happened. I have about a half of a bucket of leaves now, and this is from the walk up to the greenhouse. So it's not all the leaves off the path just yet, but it's a good start. And this is not going to be the last time that I collect leaves from the pathways, because as long as there are leaves on these trees and wind blowing them down, I will be picking up more leaves. But it's not a big deal because this stuff makes excellent compost. So you can either just compost it on itself to make leaf mold, or you can put it in your compost pile. Now, this is some compost that I made this year. When I lifted the bin off of this compost, it looked a lot different than this. There's a lot of uncomposted material at the top that you have to separate out and then add back into a new compost bin when you sort them out. So I thought that we could have a look and see what's inside the black bin, and then get all the material that's left over and start a new compost bin for the winter. As you can see, the bottom of what was in that compost bin is now compost for the most part. But all the stuff at the very top hasn't had a chance to break down. So I've got to remove all of that and all the larger bits, set it aside, move this compost that's finished over with this stuff, and then restart a compost bin over there. And then over the winter, I'll just keep adding to it and adding to it. And then next year, I'll have even more free compost. For the past year, I've just been casually filling these two bins with whatever waste I had on hand. And now, this is what I have. A small mountain of homemade organic compost that I don't have to worry about whether or not there's neonicotinoid pesticides in it. It doesn't smell. It's really rich. I can use this right now as a mulch, or to start growing my garlic in, because I'll be growing some in modules as well. After going through the compost, this is what I have left over that is not broken down. And it was relatively easy to sort. Most of it was just at the top. And I'm just setting it aside because I'm going to be refilling one of these bins right now, and then starting some new compost. It's as easy as that. I am so pleased with this. That is a lot of compost. I'm going to leave this for the time being. The robins are really having a heyday digging around in it. But I'm going to take the black bin, put it back here, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to start refilling it. All of this kitchen waste is pretty much considered green waste, aside from the cardboard over there. We'll get to that in a sec. This stuff over here, this is brown waste. And it's what has not already broken down, for the most part, in the compost. And there's stuff in here like straw and small branches, and yes, the cardboard. So if you get cardboard, don't throw it away. You can compost this. This is great stuff. Now, the ratio for getting green to brown has been discussed in lots and lots of different videos and articles and books. But in my opinion and in my experience, you just layer what you have, put whatever green and brown next to one another, and it will eventually become compost. It really is not that difficult. You just have to make sure that you get lots of different stuff in there. So leaves, grass clippings, kitchen waste, yard waste, paper, so envelopes and cardboard. Throw it in. And you'll basically get this in the end. And this stuff is pretty much priceless when it comes to organic gardening. And it's just so easy to make. Now, all I'm going to do to get this bin started again is take a bit of this brown stuff, a bit of the kitchen waste, a bit of the leaf mold, and just start layering it in the compost bin. It's as easy as that. It's just like making lasagna. I've now refilled that black bin with everything that I have as far as green waste and brown waste and a bit of cardboard in there as well. And I'm just gonna let it renew that process of becoming compost. So it'll be slugs in there, it'll be worms, it'll be bacteria and microbes, and they'll all be working together to break it down into that beautiful black gold that we can use in our gardens. It's really very easy, but if you have any questions for me, leave them as a comment down below. Also, let me know what type of compost you're making, whether you're collecting leaves for leaf mold right now, or if you're turning your compost pile as well. Now, next week, we're gonna be back here in the home garden, and I'm gonna be going through 10 things that I'm doing to prepare my garden for winter. Until then, enjoy your time in the garden. Hopefully the weather is pretty decent. It's been great for us here on the island, but I know that in other places in Britain it's been very wet and miserable. But fingers crossed that you too can be out and enjoying autumn in the garden. See you next week, and bye for now.